The signal from beyond. The quantum anomaly detector at the CERN facility wasn't supposed to make that sound. Dr. Isabella Reyes stared at the readout, her coffee forgotten in her hand as the impossible data scrolled across her screen. After 15 years of studying quantum fluctuations, she knew what normal looked like. This wasn't it. The signal pulsed with a precise rhythm, defying every known law of quantum mechanics. It wasn't random noise or background radiation. It was a pattern. A message, encoded in the very fabric of space-time. "Director Bennett needs to see this," she whispered, her fingers flying across the keyboard. The signal's frequency matched theoretical models for dark energy oscillation, models that had only existed in theoretical papers until now. Within hours, the facility hummed with activity. Scientists from every department crowded into the quantum lab, their faces illuminated by the blue glow of monitoring screens. Director Bennett, a tall woman with silver-streaked hair, stood beside Isabella, her usual composure shaken. "Walk me through it again, Dr. Reyes," Bennett said, her voice steady despite the tension in her shoulders. Isabella pulled up the three-dimensional visualization. The signal appears to be emanating from the quantum substrate of space itself. It's as if something is trying to communicate through dark energy itself. But that's not the worst part. She paused, bringing up another display. The dark energy field is becoming unstable. The universe's expansion rate is accelerating beyond all predicted models. The implications hung heavy in the air. Dark energy, the mysterious force driving the universe's expansion, had always been constant. If it was becoming unstable, how long? Bennett asked. At the current rate of acceleration. Isabella swallowed hard. 5 years before the fabric of space-time begins to tear. 10 years maximum before the universe itself begins to unravel. The room fell silent. Humanity had faced extinction-level threats before. Asteroids, climate change, nuclear war. But this was different. This wasn't just Earth at stake. It was everything. Every planet, every star, every galaxy in existence. Within days, every major physics facility on Earth confirmed Isabella's findings. The quantum signal grew stronger, more urgent. Teams of cryptographers and physicists worked around the clock to decode it. Isabella barely left her lab, surviving on coffee and determination. The breakthrough came on a quiet Sunday morning. Isabella sat alone in the lab, running yet another analysis when the pattern suddenly shifted. New data streamed across her screen. Mathematical equations, encoded in quantum fluctuations. Her hands shook as she began to translate them. They weren't just equations. They were instructions. Instructions for building something impossible. A device capable of manipulating dark energy itself. "It's a blueprint," she breathed, staring at the complex schematics taking shape before her. Something, is trying to help us save the universe. The next month passed in a blur of emergency global summits and classified meetings. For the first time in human history, every nation on Earth united behind a single goal. Resources poured in from every corner of the globe. The greatest minds in physics, engineering, and quantum mechanics gathered at CERN. They called it Project Starbridge, humanity's last, best hope for survival. The quantum equations described a ship unlike anything ever built, powered by dark energy itself. It would be capable of traveling through the quantum substrate of space, allowing its crew to reach the points where space-time was beginning to tear. Isabella stood at the heart of it all, coordinating teams of scientists and engineers as they worked to turn theoretical physics into reality. The weight of existence pressed down on her shoulders, but she refused to buckle. Humanity had been given this chance for a reason. Someone out there believed they could do this. As the first components of the quantum drive took shape, Isabella often found herself staring at the stars through her office window. The signal continued its steady pulse, a reminder that they weren't alone in this fight. Whatever intelligence had sent these instructions had chosen humanity for a reason. "We're ready," she said to herself, watching the first light of dawn break over the horizon. Whatever's out there, whatever we have to face, humanity is ready. The universe needed saving, and for the first time in cosmic history, humans would step forward to answer that call. The signal had shown them the way. Now it was up to them to walk the path. Little did they know, building the ship would prove to be the easy part. The true test of humanity's resolve, and the price they would have to pay for universal salvation, still awaited them among the stars. Project Starbridge. When the Starbridge rose from its construction cradle in the Mojave Desert, it looked more like a work of abstract art than a spaceship. Its quantum crystalline hull shimmered with impossible geometries, refracting sunlight into colors that had no names in any human language. Commander James Harrison stood at the base of the vessel, his weathered face reflecting the ship's ethereal glow. 20 years in the Space Force hadn't prepared him for this moment. Beside him, Dr. Priya Patel ran her final diagnostics on the quantum drive, her dark eyes focused on the holographic display floating before her. "The dark energy matrix is stable," she reported, her voice carrying the slight lilt of someone who hadn't slept in days. "The containment fields are holding at 99.8% efficiency." "Better than we hoped for," James replied, though his expression remained serious. They both knew the stakes. One miscalculation, one failed system, and the ship could tear a hole in reality itself. The crew assembly had been a global effort. Dr. Priya Patel, the brilliant quantum engineer who had helped translate the alien blueprints. Dr. Nikolai Volkov, whose work on theoretical physics had laid the groundwork for understanding dark energy manipulation. Dr. Aisha Omar, the ship's medical officer and expert in quantum biology. And a dozen others, each chosen not just for their expertise, but for their ability to face the unknown. As the launch countdown began, Isabella's voice came through the ship's comm system from Mission Control. "Starbridge, you have final clearance. The quantum signal has intensified. Whatever sent it, they know we're coming." The ship's ascent was unlike any launch in human history. Instead of fighting gravity with brute force, the Starbridge slipped through the quantum substrate of space itself, passing through the physical world like a ghost. The crew felt no acceleration, no pressure, only a strange tingling as their bodies resonated with the quantum field. Earth fell away below them, a blue jewel in the cosmic dark, but they weren't bound for any destination in normal space. Priya activated the quantum drive, and reality itself seemed to fold around them. Quantum transition in 3, 2, 1. The universe blinked. When it returned, they were somewhere, or something, else. The stars looked wrong, their light distorted by the warping of spacetime. Dark energy currents flowed visible around them like rivers of light. "My God," Nikolai whispered, staring at his instruments. "We're seeing the quantum framework of the universe itself." But amidst this ethereal beauty, they could also see the damage. Massive tears in the fabric of reality, leaking dark energy like cosmic wounds. The universe was unraveling faster than their models had predicted. As they navigated through this quantum realm, following the strengthening signal, James couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Something ancient and vast had its eyes on humanity's first steps into this higher realm of existence. They were about to discover just how right he was. The ancient guardians. The quantum signal led them to what appeared to be a fold in spacetime itself, a place where reality curved in on itself like a Mobius strip. As they approached, massive structures began to materialize around them, architecture on a scale that defied comprehension. "Energy readings are off the charts," Priya reported, her instruments struggling to process what they were seeing. "These structures, they're older than our universe." Before anyone could respond, a presence entered their minds, not through their ears, but directly into their consciousness. "We have waited long for one such as you." They appeared as shifting patterns of light and energy, beings of pure quantum consciousness. The Eternals, as they called themselves, had transcended physical form eons ago. They existed in the quantum substrate between realities, watching, waiting, and fighting a battle as old as existence itself. "You sent us the signal," Isabella said, understanding dawning in her eyes. You gave us the blueprints for the Star Bridge. We did. Your species is young, but you understand what many ancient races never could. The nature of sacrifice. The power of unity in the face of extinction. You were our last hope. The Eternals showed them the truth, how dark energy was not just expanding the universe, but was part of a cosmic cycle. Like a heartbeat, the universe was meant to expand and contract in perfect balance. But something had disrupted this cycle, and now that balance was breaking down. Through visions that seared themselves into the crew's minds, the Eternals taught them how to manipulate the quantum forces that bound reality together. But each lesson came with a warning. Wielding such power would change them forever. There's something you're not telling us, James said, feeling the weight of unspoken truth in the Eternal's presence. You are perceptive, child of Earth. The price of saving existence. It is higher than any race has been willing to pay. To anchor the dark energy, to restore the cosmic balance, requires consciousness. Eternal, unwavering consciousness. The implications slowly sank in. Someone would have to remain forever vigilant, forever conscious, maintaining the quantum forces that kept reality stable. Not for years or centuries, but for eternity. You're asking us to sacrifice our humanity, Aisha whispered. We ask nothing. The choice must be yours. But know this, if the balance is not restored, all existence, all possibility will end. Not just your universe, but all universes. As the crew absorbed this revelation, alarms began blaring throughout the Star Bridge. The tears in reality were spreading faster, dark energy surging out of control. They were running out of time. The Eternal's presence began to fade. We have shown you the way, the choice, and the fate of all existence now rests with humanity. The crew of the Star Bridge looked at each other, each seeing in their companion's eyes the same terrible understanding. They had come to save the universe, but the price would be everything they were, everything they had ever been. The time had come to make their choice. The ultimate sacrifice. The Star Bridge hung in the quantum void. Its crew gathered on the bridge for what they knew would be their final moments as humans. Through the quantum viewers, they could see reality itself beginning to shred, dark energy surging through the growing tears like solar flares. The Eternal's calculations are clear, Priya said, her voice steady despite the trembling in her hands. We need 7 consciousness anchors, positioned at quantum nodes throughout space-time. Only then can we stabilize the dark energy field. 7 anchors, James repeated softly. 7 volunteers to become eternal guardians. The choice was impossible, yet it had to be made. In the end, it wasn't really a choice at all. James, Priya, Isabella, Nikolai, Aisha, and 2 others, Marcus Chen and Zora Patel, stepped forward. The rest of the crew would return to Earth, carrying the story of what had happened here. They prepared the quantum transformation chambers according to the Eternal specifications. Each chamber would convert a human consciousness into pure quantum energy, binding it eternally to the fabric of space-time. I never thought, Isabella said, managing a small smile, that saving the universe would be quite so permanent. They shared one last moment together as humans. 7 people from different nations, different beliefs, different lives, united by the ultimate purpose. No words were needed. They had moved beyond such things. As they entered their chambers, Priya initiated the quantum conversion sequence. The process was unlike anything human science had ever attempted. Their physical forms began to dissolve, consciousness expanding beyond the boundaries of flesh and bone. The pain was exquisite, yet transcendent. They felt their minds stretching across light years, across eons. They became aware of every atom, every quantum fluctuation in their assigned sectors of space-time. And then something unexpected happened. As their consciousness expanded, they remained connected to each other. 7 minds linked across the cosmos, their human identities preserved within the vast ocean of their new awareness. They could feel the dark energy responding to their presence, the quantum field stabilizing under their collective will. The tears in reality began to heal, the cosmic balance restoring itself to its natural rhythm. But they were no longer merely human. They had become something else, eternal guardians, woven into the very fabric of existence. They could see everything, from the birth of stars to the dance of quantum particles. Past, present, and future flowed through their awareness like streams into an endless ocean. The universe had needed saving, and humanity had answered the call. Not with weapons or technology, but with the ultimate sacrifice, the gift of eternal consciousness, of endless vigilance. The price had been higher than anyone could have imagined, but in paying it, they had transcended their own humanity to become something greater. They had become legend, myth, and reality all at once. The universe would never know their names, but it would forever feel their presence, 7 consciousness anchors maintaining the delicate balance of existence itself. Legacy of stars. 1,000 years passed like a moment in the eternal consciousness of the 7 guardians. They watched civilizations rise and fall, stars live and die, galaxies dance their cosmic ballet. Through it all, they maintained their vigil, keeping the dark energy in perfect balance. Their consciousness, spread across the cosmos yet forever linked, became part of the universe's mythology. Different species gave them different names: the Watchers, the Star Gods, the Eternal 7. But none knew the truth of their human origins, of the sacrifice that had saved existence itself. They were there when humanity took its first steps into the galactic community. They watched with pride as their species grew, matured, and began to understand its place in the cosmic order. Sometimes, in quiet moments between the deaths of stars, they remembered their human lives, remembered the choice they had made, and found that they would make it again. The Star Bridge became a legend, its story passed down through generations. The quantum technology that had made their journey possible revolutionized human civilization, opening doorways to the stars. But the full extent of that technology's power remained a secret, known only to those who had transcended humanity to save it. Yet they were not alone in their eternal watch. The Eternals still moved through the quantum substrate, silent allies in the endless task of maintaining cosmic balance. And sometimes, in the depths of space where reality grew thin, new species would catch glimpses of consciousness vast beyond comprehension, of awareness that spanned the cosmos itself. From their unique vantage point, the 7 guardians watched as humanity faced new challenges, new choices. They saw their species struggle, adapt, and grow stronger. They witnessed the birth of new heroes, new sacrifices, new triumphs. And in all of this, they found a truth they had not expected. Their sacrifice had not been an ending, but a beginning. They had not lost their humanity. They had expanded it, stretched it across the cosmos, made it part of the universal consciousness itself. The universe continued its eternal dance, expansion and contraction in perfect harmony. Dark energy flowed like cosmic rivers, guided by the eternal awareness of 7 consciousness anchors who had once been human. And in the quantum substrate of reality itself, their story became part of the cosmic tapestry, a testament to the power of sacrifice, the strength of unity, and the indomitable spirit of a species that had dared to save existence itself. For in the end, the universe had needed saving, and humanity had been ready. Ready to face the impossible, ready to transcend their own limitations, ready to become something greater than themselves. And in that readiness, they had found immortality among the stars.